Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, and we're getting closer and closer to how to deal with negativity training on Friday. Hopefully, you caught the replay from byoq, Bring Your Own Questions, yesterday. Download it if you haven't at the playbook. Playbook's available on all platforms, so check it out. We are excited about today. Team David Meltzer right there. It's amazing. I wait a few minutes, and Jeremy, I have not talked to you in a while, my friend. Make sure, if you have not registered for the replay or the live free trainings, if you haven't registered for my free book or exercises and guides from the ultimate ego to the perfect pitch, if you haven't registered for our pitch competition on August 28th, there's the numbers right below, 949-298-2905, david@dmeltzer.com, david@dmeltzer.com. That's Free Brothers. Looking at Jeremy going, that's my brother. Good morning, Colleen. But free books, free guides, all of them I've done, all the free registration for trainings, past and present, on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And guess what? It's all free. If it's free, it's me, and now it's you. How cool is that? 949-298-2905, david@dmeltzer.com. Let's answer some questions. Get to it. This is my warm-up. Just like you're jogging, this is my warm-up for the day. We'll start here. How do you define allowance? So allowance is a gift, right? When you give your kids an allowance, you're giving them a gift. Why don't we just call it, we're paying you to do something? No. It's an allowance. We're asking you for help and allowing something to happen and value to be passed through. So allowance to me is allowing the value to be passed through. It's the recognition to recognize or be aware of what you're connected to. It's the remembrance to reconnect to what we already are connected to. And we then, if we recognize or are aware and we remember and connect to what we already have been connected to, we can allow it to come through us for others. And that's how important allowance is. Hopefully it broke it down in a different way than you've heard before. What's been a negative thought that's been the toughest to clear out of your subconscious? I have a pattern of being offended, and it stems from being of service and of value, allowing everything to come through you, of receiving and fighting the scarcity of being abundant, and the negative thought of people taking advantage of me, manipulating me, overselling, back-end selling, attacking, all those things. For me, that's in my subconscious, right? Because I was surrounded in a world of scarcity, not enough. And then in a world of just enough, where I was buying things I didn't need because of it, to impress people I don't even like. And so constantly improving and practicing and progressing that need to be offended. And so, I need to be able, I sign all my emails unconditionally. My title, there's no awards, nothing underneath my name. It's just simply res ipsa loquitur. That's Greek for that which stands for itself. And that's what I try to do. I'm a hypocrite, remember. I take inventory of my values every day, and I know that I'm a hypocrite. I'm doing the best that I can to learn to be better. I'm trying to be a better self, my own chief betterment officer. So how do you develop a mindset of abundance? If we're going to develop anything, it has to be practice. So you got to practice shifting the paradigm of giving, so you don't give to receive in an abundant universe. We receive so we can give, allow it to come through us with appreciation, adding value to it, our values, by taking inventory of those and giving it away with confidence, with unconditionality. No judgments or conditions or negotiations or trading tied to it whatsoever. Let's keep the questions coming. There's a lot here to go. Good morning, Nick. Always a pleasure to see you. My number one and number two. How do you increase your own self-confidence and have the courage to vote for what you want? Okay, so if we want to do that, we need to practice having clarity of what we want by taking inventory of our values every day. We need to then balance it against those values every single day. We then need to focus in on it. So we start paying attention to it, meaning clarity and balance. Now we give it intention, which is focus, right? We give it that focus, intention, and then we know that attention plus intention, clarity, balance, and focus equals confidence. And that confidence will build and build just like a muscle, and you'll be able to effectuate what you want with that confidence in a more rapid and accurate manner. Good questions this morning. Thank you so much, everyone who's putting them in here. How important is being able to adapt, and how can we better build that skill? It's funny because it takes skill to adapt, it takes knowledge to adapt, and it takes desire to adapt. And so if we focus in on the skill of adapting, the knowledge of adapting, and the desire to adapt, meaning we're going to start in a place that we don't want to be, and we're going to angle towards a place that we want to be, and we're going to be confident and have faith that we're going to end up in a better place or a better situation than we want to be. That simple. Okay, we're going to start in a place that we don't want to be. We're going to angle towards the place we want to be, knowing that we're going to end up in a better place than where we want to be. You got that? That's the combination of a pragmatic world with a faithful existence that allows you to be completely persistent and ferocious about allowance, right? The remembrance and the recognition. Okay, hopefully you're hanging in there. Good questions. How can you put value in your product? How do you put value in the product? The product, service, or solution has value. You don't put value in it. If you create a product, you make it the best that you can, aligned with what? Reasons, impacts, and capabilities of those that you're trying to sell it or give it away to. So, a value-based product is one in which you can articulate and quantify the reason somebody would want to use it, the impact it's going to have, as well as the capabilities you have for it. Let's see here. Keep going on. What have you learned from the book Think and Grow Rich? Oh my gosh, I'm still learning from the book Think and Grow Rich. I read it every single day. Course in Miracles I read every day. I usually listen to Wayne Dyer every day. I meditate every day, but I read Think and Grow Rich. I have learned the blend of two currencies. A currency is an object of energy that you put into the flow to get what you want. So I've learned the blend of monetization of currency, money. It's a currency, right? Money's a currency, an object of energy we put in the flow to get what we want. And faith, another object of energy that we put into the flow to get what we want. And no other book that I've read blends both of those currencies so well, because we live at this vibration in a pragmatic world where money is important, and then we add faith to help a lot of people and have a lot of fun, to be happy. And that's my goal, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun, to receive and appreciate it and give it away to others according and aligned with my values every day, not being afraid to be a hypocrite. All right, let's keep these going. Don't forget, if you want to go live, let me know. How do you stop future fear, anxiety, etc.? You need to practice ending fear. And the first step in practicing ending fear is to stop when we're in fear. So in order to stop when you're in fear, you need to recognize when you're in fear. Raise your awareness and remember when you're in fear. And so that could be, like me, the need to be offended, the need to be right, the need to be separate, the need to be inferior, the need to be superior, the need to be anxious, frustrated, angry, fearful, the need to be guilty. All of these things create interference and corrosion to that great remembrance and acknowledgement and recognition that we have, this great powerful source of light, love, and lessons that we have, all to help you. And so we need to practice that. And so if we start feeling that way, or we recognize it or remember it, boom, you got to stop. Be ferocious about it. It's hard because it's going to accelerate you in the wrong direction, in the wrong trajectory. It's going to create interference, voids, and shortages. I promise you. So you got to stop. You got to drop, breathe through the nose, out through the mouth, breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. If you can, straighten your spine and think about, why do I feel this way? And then dig deep, right? I always say, all you cowards out there, look in there, right? This is the time to look in there. All you cowards out there, look in there. When you're feeling that fear, anxiety, frustration, whatever, guilt, whatever it is, breathe, get into center, and then roll in a ferocious way. Be a ferocious Buddha towards the trajectory that you want to be in. That's how you practice ending fear. Crucial practice, one of the 5 crucial practices of my day. How can I be more accessible to others? Look at the 4 formats that have accessibility. In person, so make a plan how you can be more accessible in person, especially now with the compressed times of uncertainty we're in, with the disease that we're fighting. 2, on the phone, right? 3, email. And 4, media. Radio, print, TV, social media, whatever it is. Make a plan for each one and execute on that plan, get better, more efficient, effective, and statistically successful in each of those areas, allowing you to be more successful at it. So Charlotte, Christo, very welcome everybody, by the way. Just rolling through here, ready to go live. Very cool. Let's see who else is in there. I'm answering a few questions here. I'm on a roll. How to select a good career. Start by finding people, be more interested than interesting. Find a few areas that you may be interested. Find people who work in that area. Ask them what it is like, what they like about it, what they don't like about it, and gain that knowledge in order to effectuate a starting point. A starting point in a career where you know it's a starting point. It's not where you want to be, and then angle towards where you want to be and have faith that you're going to be in a better place, which I mentioned earlier. Remember, if you want any of these guides, exercises, if you want my free book, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com, or join my text community, 949-298-2905. Also, I am doing a pitch competition on August 28th. So if you want to try out, please register at those same things, 949-298-2905, david@dmeltzer.com. I'd love for you to register and try out for the pitch competition. Please reach out to me. My free book, and of course, free trainings on Friday. How to deal with negativity is Friday's training. I know we all need some advice and insight on how to do that. I did this one, how to select a career. And next one's ideas for a fitness business. Well, how about ideas for a more broad question? Ideas for a fitness business. Are you kidding me? I will tell you how to figure out a good innovation that you can monetize is look within the fitness business, what's doing really well, align your skills, your knowledge, and your desire with what's doing well right now in the fitness, or what's stable, or what you think will do well in the future. And when you align your skills, your knowledge, and your desire, you'll have some great ideas on how to make more money, help more people within the fitness industry. Does that sound fair? That's how you do it. It's every one of these things. If it's simple, the universe loves simple, right? The universe loves simple. So if it's simple, go ahead and know that you're on the right track. If you have an impression, if something is making an impression, an intuitive thought within you, go with it. Be more interested than interesting. Find out why you feel that way. Okay? Awesome. We'll keep on going for a few more minutes, then we're going to go live. So line up if you want to go live with me. We'll go live. When old friends become bitter, should you cut them off? Well, first, you want to understand why they're bitter. And then if you can reconcile and pray for their happiness, then reconnect and reconcile. If there's no reconciliation, if you have or they have a different frequency now, they've grown, they've changed, they've accelerated, then go ahead and understand them and then pray for their happiness and run away. If they're bleeding you because you're on different frequencies, then cut it off. If they're feeding you because it's a matter of a misunderstanding or a communication that's causing interference, voids, and shortages, then reunite, reconcile, and continue the relationship by paying for forward within the context of that relationship. Let's see here. Another good broad question. What do you think about dropshipping? I think I know how to spell it. Look, determined upon the product that you're selling and the warehousing needs, etc. I am a huge fan in certain circumstances of drop shipping where you can't carry inventory and you have big enough margins to carry the cost of somebody else drop shipping it for you. It's all time and risk tolerance. It's all dollars when it comes to drop shipping. Do the math. Can you be profitable compared to doing it yourself? and take in consideration time, resources, and your own focus. Okay? Very good. Let's keep it going here. What's your take on exhibiting one's talent on social media? Well, if you want to build an audience in a community, if you want to inspire, aspire, if you want to motivate, depending on what your objective is, absolutely, right? And you cannot do it enough. I told you guys my biggest lesson of last month was you're not putting up enough content until you start annoying the people that love and like you already and hate you. If you start annoying the people that like and love you because it's too much content and the people that hate you are giving you a hard time, you're starting to get to the minimum amount of content that you should put up there of displaying your authentic self, your talent. Very good. One more minute and then we'll start taking people to go live. Hi, David. Best advice to get out of a rut. SB, burnout, lack of motivation to continue. Lower the bar. Pick 1 to 3 things that you can do every day and go help somebody else. That will get you out of the rut. A rut is good, right? It just means that your senses, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, taste, touch, cannot pick up the incremental growth. You're feeling pressure and feeling stuck because you're working really hard and you're not perceiving or remembering, because our memory is even worse than our senses, the growth and acceleration that you're experiencing. So I tell people, lower the bar, get stuck getting stuck. You're about to break through. You're about to break through. If you weren't trying, right, you wouldn't feel stuck. You wouldn't know that you were locked in a room unless you tried to get out. Okay, so keep persistent, consistent on being stuck and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of being unstuck. Okay, stick to it, stick to it. If you have to, lower the bar to lower the resistance and figure things out, be able to test, etc., different angles and different objectives, different pivots, different choices. But please lower the bar, stay consistent every day, and do not quit. 99% of the people quit before they're 25% of the way there because of exponential growth and acceleration. They don't know they're almost there. Another 99% of the 1% quit before they're 50% there. And the other 1% of the 1% make it there and then make it far past there with exponential growth and acceleration. So don't quit. All right, let's go live real quick, see if somebody has a question for me. Looking in here, let's try market metaphysics. Here we go. Going live. Metaphysics, quantum physics, physics, love it. There we go.
David, how you
Hey,
doing?
Mark. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Well, I appreciate you coming mobile live with me there while you're getting driven. So,
Yeah.
what's your question?
My question is honestly, I know you're a busy man, and I know you are pulled so many different ways and variables. I was wondering, what time did you make or create to write your book?
So yeah, so I have actually still today research time twice a day. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in busy. I think busy means that I'm unaccessible, right? I believe in active. And I break
Got you.
down my activities as twofold. One, activity I get paid for, and activity I don't get paid for. And I don't allow the man-made construct of time and to interfere with when I'm being paid. So I can see that there's certain activity that allows me to quantifiably get paid, and there's certain activities that quantifiably I can't get paid. I might not get paid for 10 years, but I'm going to get paid for that activity.
Yeah,
And
got you.
writing books for me is one of those. So for me, what I do is, after meditation, after getting ready to work out, after working out, I have 1 hour in the morning from 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. that I call study time, attention plus intention, coincidence time. And so I'll do research for my books. And then later on in the day from 7:30 to 9, I have another period of research time. And so I utilize that time every single day, 7 days a week, a portion or part of that time to do research, outline, prepare, and then I actually teach my book. So after I get a book researched and outlined, each
Hmm.
chapter becomes a training. And then I
Okay.
go ahead and transcribe the training. I edit the training. I then send it to a publishing consultant who edits it further, asks me questions, have me do more research during those periods of time. And it takes me 6 months to write a book. So I've written 8 books so far. I've published 4 because they keep doing well. And I'll be launching my next book that I've written is "Don't Do Business with Dicks," so hopefully you'll enjoy it. But I
Oh,
remember
definitely. That's
one
perfect.
last piece of advice about writing a book, besides giving yourself a minimum amount of time to do the work each day, 7 days a week.
Mhm.
Books are about lessons and stories. And so the more that you can accumulate lessons and stories together, the better your book will be, the easier it is to organize, and the more intriguing it will be to people. When
Gotcha.
people love those stories, you can never tell the stories enough. Until people who love you and like you and people who hate you are annoyed by you, you haven't told your story even close to enough. That's the bare minimum. All right?
I love that answer, man. I love that answer. Thank you so much.
You got to be safe, be healthy, and happy. Take care,
Yes,
Mark.
sir. You too. Bye.
Thanks for joining me. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good question. And I help a lot of people write books with my one on one coaching and the private coaching groups that we have. A lot of people have that desire to figure out how to do that. And, why figure it out for yourself? I'm lowering this down here when somebody else has paid the dummy tax. I know the only tax that we don't have to pay ever. There's no auditing for it. It's just the dummy tax, and it's the easiest one to avoid. So, because you can ask other people that have already paid it, which is far far greater in there. All right, let's take one more question live. Let's see who's live. Thank you for lining up in here, and look to see who we got in here. Would love. I'm gonna bring Kate. I haven't talked to Kate in a while. Um, can you offer advice for investment? Time and risk tolerance is great for investment. Find an expert.
Yay! I'm so
Hi.
happy to see you. Thank you.
I know I see your name and you
Thank
participate in
you.
so many things. I just wanted to take a quick question live and see your smiling face.
Well, I wanted to first say thank you because clearly the number one thing we should do every single day to start off is say thank you. So I wake up every day and say thank you. And for you, thank you yesterday for really checking me and changing my trajectory because I started to go really sideways and I'm at that 25% mark and it's really easy to just lose it here. Just lose it. And I can't lose it because there's too much in the end to gain for all of us.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you to you. My question today is when you are trying to reach out to people who you feel you should be reaching out to, for instance, Cindy, for me, I've reached out so many times, but I can't exactly get her. So just keep reaching.
Well, so I have a 3 no rule, right? That if I'm reaching out and there's no response, on the third time I leave a thing saying, "Hey, obviously this isn't the right place at the perfect time. I'd love to move forward with you. So please let me know. And if not, when you are ready, please let me know." And then wait and see. 50% of the time, the person gets back to you when you put a close end onto it. And 50% of the time, they never get back to you, which means most likely they never will. Or you
Right.
can go ahead back to the source of the person that made the introduction, meaning me,
Right. Or
and have me,
Colleen. Yeah.
yeah, and
Okay.
follow up as well to
Okay.
see what the process is to do that. So I would go ahead on the next contact to say, "Hey, obviously you have more important things that you're dealing with. We've been introduced. It's not the right way or the perfect time, but when it is, please reach out to me and watch and see with less resistance that they get back to you. And if not, then seek for more help and more sponsorship." Does that sound
Okay,
fair?
that sounds super fair. My next question is, have you slept on it and are you ready to hula hoop yet? I
Right.
keep on writing it in your comments. Hey, Dave, are you ready yet? So go on my story today, all of you, and check out my silly Snapchat filtered hula hoop demonstrations. It's amazing. It will change your life. So everybody should be hula hooping right now. Number one
There
for
you go.
fitness.
Change your hoop, change your life. You heard it with
Change it.
Kate right
Do
here.
it. Correct.
Right.
Change your body, change your core, change your mind, change your heart and soul. Thank you, David, always for every single day you show up. It helps me show up. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Kate. Great to
Thank
see you.
you. Good to
Thank
see you
you.
again. Thank you,
Right
Dave.
on.
Bye.
Bye bye. What a great person. You get to see the energy. From the first time I met her on Instagram, she just lit up the screen. And I think she has a great idea that she needs to stick to. And hula hooping, especially with the fitness business where it's at. seems like an easy way at home to have fun and get in shape with the whole family. So check it out. Check her out. And she's right there in the comments as well at Kate Hollingsworth. You can check her out in there. Let's take another question and we'll take one more person live. Just killing it here. 2020 phase 2. How do I fortify my thought life? Well, fortify it by 5 different steps by taking control of what you have control of: your mindset, your heart set, what you think, say, and do. And so what I do is I take inventory of my values every day: personal, experiential, giving, and receiving values. I ask and attract. I ask how I can be of service and value to others and do good things and do good deeds. And I ask, like Kate just did, hey, Dave, do you know anybody that can help me? I study my calendar. I pay attention to, give attention to what I have planned, what I don't have planned in my sleep. And then from there, I use the lens of productivity, accessibility. And Daniel, I see you there. I'll get 1 minute. And then I use the lens of gratitude. I find the light, the love, and the lessons in it. I do things now because 100% of the things you do now get done. And then, like earlier, I practice ending fear. I'm a ferocious Buddha who stops, drops, and rolls. Those are the 5 steps of what to do, very clearly indicated here. Let's go ahead and go live with my friend Daniel. We have been working together since the Pro Bowl 15 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. It has to be close to that. Hey, look at you. You're all grown up.
Oh, man. It's been a while, right?
It's been a long while.
Yeah.
You look good. Great
Thank
to see you.
Likewise. You look great as well.
Oh, well, I still have my original Rastaclat bracelets.
Yeah.
And, tell me where the business is at now.
Man, the business has grown so much. We spanned over 228 countries and regions. So, US, Southeast Asia, our biggest markets. Over 1.5 million fans throughout all of our social media platforms. Really, the goal with our brand is no longer just about making bracelets and cool accessories. It's about inspiring people to seek positivity in every single day life. And that's taken us where we're at here. And we're based in Long Beach, have about 40 people that are working with us day in and day out, multiple distribution companies around the world that are working with us. So we got an entire team and ecosystem that's powering the movement.
I know it's been at least 10 years.
Yeah.
But when we met, how small were you? Tell these people what it takes to be consistent and persistent.
This is actually our 10-year anniversary. So when we met, I was probably just selling bracelets out of my trunk, and I was selling them at music festivals. I was selling them at fashion shows, sneaker trading shows, and so it's come a long way.
And in the decade that you've been doing this, before the great success came, did you ever feel stuck?
Did I ever feel stuck? I mean, yeah, there's definitely moments where you feel stuck. And I actually think that the first moment I felt stuck was when I first started the brand. When I started the brand, I had about $4,000 to invest. And I bought, a set amount of bracelets, and I didn't have them pre-booked. I didn't have them, no one had booked the sales beforehand. And I had to get through this like inventory to finally get to the next level and reorder them. And, I got to about 2,000 bracelets and I was having a hard time getting through that hump. And it was that moment where I was either going to quit or I was going to double down and go to the deeper depths of trying new things. And I just kept doubling down, and I got through that, and, it powered us to the next step. And that's just one of the examples, but, you run through those all the time, even going through COVID and the pandemic. I mean, there's been moments of, you're just sitting there and you don't know which direction to go,
Yeah. And so when you don't know which direction to go, what direction do you go?
Well, first and foremost, I have a lot of great mentors. I know you're a coach as well. A lot of great mentors. I have a fantastic partner in the company, Eileen, and I have a fantastic team. So I've gotten to the point where I realize that I'm the owner of the vision, but I have so many great people and smart people around me that I totally lean to, that help glean a lot of different perspectives that allow us to come to the best decision and move forward. And so it's really my tribe, the people around me within Rastaclat, my mentors, coaches, things of that nature.
And then one of the things that I've always loved about you, Daniel, that you and I share is kind of blending our passion, our purpose with profitability. Absolutely. And being able to reconcile, that pragmatic world of money with the faithful world we live in. We're both faith-driven people. and really want to not only motivate, but inspire others to be better and to feel good, right? To be happy,
Absolutely.
which is kind of the general vibration or frequency of the Rasta Clad, which is why I loved having you as part of what we were doing at the Pro Bowls and other things that we were doing when you just first starting out.
Yeah.
For you, how do you reconcile that compassionate capitalist, that you have a higher calling and a higher purpose, but you got to build your business and stay in business, and you have 40
Yeah.
people on your team now.
Yeah.
And so, nothing like overhead and employees in COVID to keep you up at night.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one, but I think it's about what wakes you up in the morning. And for me, obviously running the business is such a big part of it, but you got to really feel passionate and gratitude at the end of the day by what you're doing. I think the best part of my job is when people DM me or I'm doing an activation and a kid comes to me and he says, you know what, your bracelet reminds me every day to be positive. Or I'll get a picture of someone in the hospital who's going through something and they have the bracelet on. It keeps them motivated to fight day in and day out. And so we've built a team and people that believe in that, and I think that's really important. And when we talk about building a business from that, it's a balance, right? It's sometimes we have to make decisions where, it does serve the purpose more than the dollar, right? And we always talk about what's a good dollar versus a bad dollar, and we make those decisions every single day. Every partnership we get into, every product that we make, it's like we have to make that decision whether we're serving the vision of the brand or just to make revenue. And the goal is to always serve the vision of the brand. And that's what we do every day.
Yeah, what's interesting also that I love about your company, Daniel, and you, we're not about being positive. That's different than what we're about. We're about seeking, right?
Yep.
Seek. And can you
Yep.
distinguish to you what it means to the difference between being positive and seeking positivity?
Well, there's a big difference. And we talk about this internally. Seeking positivity is that daily pursuit, right? Every single day you're pursuing it. We know we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not positive every day. So that's a daily pursuit of seeking positivity and having it on the forefront. Being positive is being a positive person in every way, which to me is somewhat impossible, right? We're all human. It's hard to
It
be
is
positive
impossible.
all the time. But
Yeah.
we can always seek it, and I think that's what's important. I think in my life and in my journey, I've had the ability to seek positive outcomes out of everything. And a lot of times I tell people your mindset shapes your reality. So when you do that consistently, you start to manifest positive things in your life. And that's why our message is really based around that. We believe strongly in it. And that's really the difference.
Yeah, and your bracelets to me remind me, right, to remember to reconnect to the
Yeah.
idea that I'm finding the light, I'm
That's it.
finding the love, I'm finding the lessons in everything. In other words, I'm seeking the positivity. You talk about being or it being impossible to be positive all the time. It's because we do have egos, right? That we
Yeah.
have an interference. We have doubt and fear and separation within the context of how we're built. Now, what it reminds me when we seek positivity is how quickly can we get back to seeking when those moments of doubt, of fear, of anxiety, guilt, resentment, offense come about.
Yeah.
And no better way as a symbol. And people have used symbols that they put on their body, from whether it be tattoos or things that they
Hmm.
wear, accessories like the bracelets and other things that you do, because we have trouble remembering.
Yeah.
I,
Absolutely.
as you know, from the day you have met me, I've taught people to say thank you before they go to bed and when they wake up. And the person who's teaching that and is a spokesperson for gratitude, it took 9 months for me to do it every
Yeah.
single day for 30 straight days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm actually posting, today's day 3, but posting every day in August, just to be thankful. Evan
That's amazing.
Carmichael, by the way, is up there. Thank you for always coming on, my friend. I introduce you to him. He's an extraordinary YouTube and Instagram inspire as well. So last question, through the pandemic, I see things as post and pre-vaccine.
Hmm.
What are some of the things that you are doing today that won't carry over post-vaccine? And what are the things you're doing today that will carry over post-vaccine?
Well, the things that we're doing today that won't carry over, I think one of the things that we've had to do as a brand is, we've gotten into a time where we're having to really, really pay attention to our customer, and not only just their habits, but what their mindset is, what their whole mindset is right now. And so it's really being sensitive in terms of how we develop content and how we serve and drive value. And it's changed. We've had to really look at that. Like, what are we saying to them? Are we trying to sell? Are we trying to build value? Are we trying to elevate their mindset and those type of things? And so those are things that we've done pre vaccine, to really serve our community. And things that will stick. We've done amazing things with the business. We talk about getting really, really smart and efficient, right? I think right now in the pandemic, everyone's got a hard time in the business. Money is not as cheap as it used to be, right? You can't go and borrow money. And so you got to get really efficient. So we've done things like going 100% remote workplace, making sure that you have a 3PL in place that can really maximize on that. And really making sure that your margins are there, because you can't survive this without having cash in the bank and making sure that your business is flowing, in a really effective manner. And so those are the things that will carry on. Also really looking at what are the things that we're doing and what's really driving the ROI and what's really going to be meaningful to the business and the brand, and sort of trimming the fat on the things that aren't working, testing and iterating all the time. And those are learned things that we're going to take on with us. It's going to be hopefully fruitful in the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how I would break it down, in the skills, the knowledge, and the desire that Rostaclat has, and the ability that you have. And I absolutely am glad that we're reuniting, because I want to get you involved in some of the stuff that I have going on. You guys have inspired over 35 million people. As you know, I'm just looking for 1,000 to inspire 1,000 to inspire 1,000. So well, you're a bonus. You're a bonus to me to get you into my mission of empowering over 1 billion people to be happy. And inspiration is happiness, right? Inspired, connected to the greatest source of light, love, and lessons. Speaking of light, love,
I wouldn't be here, if it wasn't for your inspiration 10 years ago. So I'm one on that. On that ticker. So let's keep going.
You almost made me cry, man. That's like, I tell people it happens. And in 10 years, when you look back on 10 years, doesn't it seem so quick?
Yeah.
But if we look forward to 10 years, especially in 2020, it looks a long way away. Time is relative. Time is relative to your perception. And I just try to get inside. Like I said, everyone earlier, all you cowards out there, look in there, right? Mm-hmm. Just like Daniel did. He looked within and, kept on pushing. The only inspiration I gave is don't quit. This is a good product with a good purpose, a profit, a passion, and a purpose all combined. There's nothing better. We were talking about lessons real quick. Just before we go, everybody learns lessons. Life's about lessons. The lessons keep coming until we learn them. They result in pain, the indicator that we haven't learned the lesson. So it's like a turn signal on a car, right? Change directions, moron. You got a better place to go. Can you share one of the lessons that you've learned during COVID, during this period of time, that has really inspired you or changed your life?
Yeah, I learned a lot of lessons. Let me see if I can break it down to one. I think the most important lesson that I've learned is really learn what's important to you. We've had this moment of the pandemic has had us take inventory on our lives. There's things in the past that we would have been like, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that, or I wish I had a little bit more time. And we have an opportunity right now to redesign our lives. We have an opportunity right now to redesign our businesses, and take that opportunity and really articulate your vision and make those changes, because this is a really special moment where you could take risks that you would not normally take in your life. And that's the biggest lesson that I've learned, and I inspire every single person out there to do that, because you don't want to look back like, hey, I wish I would have done that when I had the time, I had the year of solitude, or whatever the case may be. So don't live with the regret, take that leap, make those changes, and let's inspire the world one risk at a time.
I love it, man. That's my lesson number one, right? Take inventory of your values, personal, experiential giving and receiving. I've learned, I like rule number 6, don't take yourself so seriously. Right? When we get to question human existence as an entire world, we can't take ourselves so seriously. It's very obviously that we have a higher source of power, light, and lessons that allows us to continue our faith towards the pragmatic objectives that we have. And you're a perfect blend and a perfect example of that. And you make me so proud, because I love seeing my babies all growing up in the right direction, and I can't wait. Let's reconnect. I'd love to do some more work with you, man. And I appreciate you, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the good work. Take care, Daniel. Oh, where can they find Rostaclat?
They can find Rastaclot at Rastaclot is the Instagram handle, rastaclot.com, rastaclat.com. I'll write it in the comments as well. Thank you, David. Thanks for having us.
We'll see you soon. Thanks,
All right.
Daniel.
Be blessed.
Be blessed. All right. I love those, man. 10-year success stories. He's an overnight success in just 10 years. How do you like that? Selling out of his trunk when I met him right here in Long Beach. And nothing wrong with it. Making an investment in himself, an investment in others, and an investment in his future. We're going to take one more question, and then we're going to get going on being a student of our calendar. And check out those notes there, www.rastaclat.com. Remember, everything for me is free, 949-298-2905. Books, exercise guides, replays, and my training for Friday, and register for the pitch competition, 949-298-2905. The 2-minute drill, you get 2 minutes to pitch me. Great prizes. And I think we're going to be moving to a little bit of television. David@dmeltzer.com, just a foreshadowing. David@dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. Let's take the last question and then call it a day. There's so many great questions in here. Let's go here. How do you increase your productivity? Productivity is based off of 3 things: efficiency, effectiveness, and statistical success. So we look for 4 minutes a day that we can save. That's 24 hours a year. We look for more efficiencies of things we do every minute, every day, every week, every month, every year. And if we can find those systems in place, efficiencies, we're going to be more productive by being and enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of those efficiencies. Combined with that is effectiveness. So we want to have the effectiveness of statistical success, and make sure, lastly, the man-made construct of hours. You just want to be focused, get clarity, balance, and focus more hours in a day. Most people are productive at best 8 hours. Why not reach to do 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, or even 16? That's where I did. I call that the power of 64. If you want the free guide for the power of 64, text me 949-298-2905 or email me, David@dmeltzer.com. It will increase your productivity, guaranteed, and it's free, just like registration to pitch training, Fridays, 11 a.m. Pacific, the replays, the podcast, the playbook, has all the downloads of all the trainings, and some great guests, and some even bigger guests coming out. We got Danica Patrick. We got amazing people. Check it out. We'd love to see you there. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. More questions, more live. Please join my community, 949-298-2905, and ask me anything, David@dmeltzer.com. I am of service. And most importantly, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you tomorrow.